price you refuse to pay. Have you ever wondered why some people build the life they want while others keep wishing for change? What if the difference isn't talent, luck, or opportunity, but the price they're willing to pay? Today we're going to talk about a truth most people avoid, because once you see it, you can no longer pretend comfort is free. Every human life is formed by decisions, no matter how big or small. Certain decisions are silent, such as getting up early, reading a book rather than scrolling through a screen, or carrying on with a task when motivation wanes. Others, including opting to abandon a harmful habit, committing to a long-term goal, or selecting a career route, are louder. But behind all of these choices is an inescapable reality. Everyone has to pay a price. Nobody avoids paying. What we are willing to pay, and when we are willing to pay it, are the only true options. The majority of people desire contentment, pleasure, and success. When kids witness discipline, self-assurance, and success in others, they are impressed. However, much fewer people are prepared to pay the costs necessary to get such outcomes. The adage, "You either pay the price of discipline today or the price of regret tomorrow," strikes a deep chord because of this. To be disciplined, one must put forth effort, be consistent, and make sacrifices right now. Conversely, regret necessitates future emotional suffering, disillusionment, and self-blame. They are both costs. One constructs your life, while the other haunts it. From the outside, success frequently appears simple. The years of preparation behind the outcomes, the success story, the acknowledgement, and the freedom are not visible to us. The early mornings, lonely evenings, failures, doubts, and perseverance needed to continue when no one is looking are all invisible to us. People underestimate the real cost of success because of this delusion. They contend that people give up when they don't see results in a timely and uncomplicated manner. However, success has never been given away for free. It has always required upfront payment. It takes more than just money to pay the price. It usually entails sacrificing ease, comfort, and instant gratification. It entails prioritizing effort over ease, development over amusement, and long-term goals above immediate gratification. This cost is paid discreetly each day by consistent, seemingly small deeds. It is neither dramatic nor glamorous. However, these modest payments add up to significant results over time. Delayed gratification, or the capacity to forego what is pleasurable now in favor of something better tomorrow, is at the heart of paying the price. The human brain's innate need for comfort and pleasure makes this one of the hardest skills to learn. Because discipline goes against these tendencies, it is uncomfortable. It challenges you to work when you're exhausted, to concentrate when you're distracted, and to remain dedicated even when progress is sluggish. Many people shun discipline because they undervalue the potential benefits in the future, rather than because they are incapable. Although discipline can be painful, it is only momentary. It manifests as fatigue, annoyance, and selflessness. On the other hand, regret causes deeper and more persistent agony. The silent voice that says, "What if I had tried harder?" is regret. It is the sobering knowledge that potential was lost and time was squandered. Regret drags you down rather than propels you onward. You are strengthened by discipline. You get weaker when you regret things. Think about the difference between someone who avoids effort and someone who trains regularly. Even though they may face everyday challenges, disciplined people eventually become stronger, healthier, and more self-assured. Although the unruly person avoids suffering, they eventually experience deteriorating health, annoyance, and self-blame. There is discomfort in both life. The distinction is in the circumstances and causes of that discomfort. Discipline is painful today, but it gets better with time. While regret soothes now, it punishes later. This idea is applicable to all facets of life. Students who study regularly may give up their free time, but they also acquire knowledge, self-assurance, and opportunities. People who don't study may have momentary independence, but they will eventually experience stress, failure, and a lack of possibilities. People who invest in their talents and personal growth may initially feel overburdened in their employment, but they eventually gain competence and freedom. People who steer clear of growth may initially feel at ease, but eventually come to feel stuck and interchangeable. Nobody avoids the expense. It's also critical to recognize that not all pricing are the same. There is no one definition of success. For some, it means becoming financially independent. For others, it refers to mental tranquility, solid interpersonal bonds, artistic expression, or bodily well-being. There are expenses associated with each version of success. Instead than paying unintentionally out of remorse, the important thing is to choose a price that is consistent with your principles. Sometimes people are afraid of failing, so they won't pay the price. They are concerned that hard work could not ensure success. Avoiding effort, however, ensures a distinct form of failure, the failure to attempt. Risk, vulnerability, and perseverance are necessary for growth. Paying the price guarantees advancement rather than perfection. Furthermore, advancement is always preferable to stagnation. Clarity is the first step in learning to accept the cost. You have to choose what is worth suffering for. Discipline takes on greater significance when your goal is clear. Sacrifice now feels like an investment rather than a punishment. Your future self receives a reward from the effort you put out now. Rethinking sacrifice is another important change. Consider discipline as a transaction rather than a loss. You're exchanging short-term enjoyment for long-term freedom. Therefore, you're not giving anything up for nothing. You're exchanging convenience for excellence, comfort for competence, and distraction for guidance. In this sense, the cost is no longer burdensome, but rather uplifting. Additionally, consistency is essential. You don't have to put in a lot of work every day. You require consistent effort. Everyday small actions add up to enormous change. Paying the price implies making an attempt, even if it seems insignificant or flawed. It doesn't imply wearing yourself out. Reliability is the key to discipline, not intensity. Even regret can serve as a teaching when it manifests. It demonstrates what is important. It makes clear what you wish you had done differently. Remorse can serve as a warning to shift course rather than a prison. Ignoring sorrow and carrying on with the same routines is the worst mistake. Corrective action is made possible by awareness. The question is, which price you are willing to live with? Choose wisely. Are you willing to pay the price today for a better tomorrow? Subscribe and start building the life you deserve.